Hi there, welcome to the Disaffected Nigerian podcast. It's your boy Duke Luke, and today I'm talking about Boko Haram. So last week, we commemorated 7 years of Bring Back Our Girls, the movement that was started for the 276 secondary school girls who were abducted by Boko Haram maniacs in Chibok. Onto Chibok, Boko Haram had already become a pain in the butt, having orchestrated many bombings and attacks in the northeast region. Nigerians wanted an immediate end to what had become the new normal, but the government clearly was incapable of doing its job. For me, I couldn't come to terms with the fact that terrorism was now real in Nigeria. Being a lover of action movies, I'd seen lots of cinematic depictions of terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda in Hollywood blockbusters. Now seeing acts of terrorism in Nigeria was very surreal to me, and I just couldn't come to terms with it. It's been more than a decade now that we've been supposedly fighting Boko Haram. Boko Haram has morphed from attacking car parks, churches, and mosques to attacking military bases and governors' convoys. Despite whatever any government official wants to tell us about the terror group being technically defeated, fact is, we are nowhere close to achieving that. After 7 years, many of these girls are still in captivity. For context, 7 years is enough for you to get a BSc and a MSc. To then think that some people have spent this much time in captivity is inconceivably bad. That reminds me, a sub to this channel will be appreciated. Also, remember to like this video and drop a comment or two. Alright, since Chibok, we've had a number of kidnappings by Boko Haram. Remember Dapchi, Kankara, and Ganjibe. It's very clear that the Nigerian government is at its wit's end. Under the previous administration, we recall how Boko Haram took control of about 20 local government areas. Even though the current administration reclaimed these territories, we cannot say that Nigeria is more secure today. 7 years after Chibok, Nigeria has lost the war against terror, in my opinion. Am I optimistic that Nigeria could completely defeat Boko Haram someday? Of course, yes. But even at that would be a Pyrrhic victory at best. We have lost a lot already. Thousands of lives and properties. Think about the millions of displaced people. Think about how fighting terrorism has strained the economy of these states. But it's one thing to be aspirational and it's another thing to be realistic. But the reality is that the Nigerian government lacks the willpower to defeat Boko Haram. Also, the government has shown great ineptitude in tackling the root causes of terrorism. Depending on how you look at it, many factors are responsible for why Boko Haram has thrived in the Lake Chad region over the years. Of course, religious fundamentalism is the main reason Boko Haram exists, but solely harping on religion would be an oversimplification of a very complex phenomenon. In my opinion, while religious fundamentalism may have birthed Boko Haram, poverty and unemployment have aided its growth. Otherwise, it is not a coincidence that Boko Haram thrives in the most economically disadvantaged region in Nigeria. In a sense, Boko Haram is a religious response to westernization and a protest against systemic abject poverty. Two truths can exist at the same time. The question then is, has the government at all levels taken any concrete steps to tackling poverty in Nigeria? What we have seen instead is that Nigeria has consistently performed worse in all economic indices every year. No surprises that banditry and kidnappings have also increased in other regions in Nigeria. In fact, there is no region that doesn't have a security challenge today in Nigeria. It's hard to remember what Nigeria was like before Boko Haram. It's harder to imagine when Nigeria would finally get to defeat Boko Haram. More importantly, it's frightening to try to imagine what these girls have had to put up with in the past 7 years and how much their families have grieved. That will be all for today. Kindly spare a thought for these girls and their families. Until next time, stay safe.